Destiny's working with Tracer right now. And what she's doing is she's preparing Tracer to do the dummy launcher. When you first train the dog to do the dummy launcher, you're not making them stay. You're just, doing the dummy launcher and trying to use that energy to get them out there to find the object. Now we need the dog to stay and be released to get the dummy launcher. So we'll use the dummy launcher. The dog needs to wait for a second or two, and then we'll release it. So right now she's going through the motions using muscle, knowing the muscle memory is very important for training the dog.
Okay.
She puts the dog in the down position, and then she throws the dummy. The dog needs to wait, and then she releases Tracer with Tracer's name. And then Tracer has to go get the dummy without dropping it, come back, spin into heel, and release it to her hand. And she does this over and over again. And at a point, we'll actually use like a starter pistol and do this. We'll do the starter pistol, throw it, and then release the dog. But this is how you do it. This is how you make the transition into getting the dog to stay for the retrieve. You have to go over this so the dog just really isn't going to understand. So you see how Tracer's concentrating and is also calm. That's important that the dog is calm before the dog goes on the retrieve, because if the dog's running around, not paying attention, jumping around, and you send it on the retrieve is positive reinforcement. So you're training the dog to be a dick. That's all you're doing. So see how Tracer's nice and calm? She throws it, and then she releases the dog with the name Tracer. Tracer gets the retrieve, comes back, brings it back to heel, sit, and releases it to her hand. That's beautiful. Now here I am. This is also part of the transition, and what I'm doing is I'm stepping on the leash. This is right when you first start using the dummy launcher. You put the dog in the down position, but you're stepping on the leash. And you'll see in this, the Tracer, this is like a transitional few days to get the dog to do this proper. So you'll see that if you don't step on the leash, the dog will just take off. And remember, it's muscle memory. So if the dog's taking off, it's just going on the retrieve without, staying, that's what you're training the dog to do. So you put the leash on the dog and you step on it. Now, one thing that's real important when you do this is that when you're taking the leash off the dog, see, I'm putting the leash back on the dog, right? When you take the leash off the dog, you need to be careful and not make a big production about it. Kind of try and start taking it off so the dog doesn't know you're taking it off. So be real quiet. Now it's about 75 degrees, so I'm only doing about 3 retrieves because that's all you can do. By the second retrieve, the dog's starting to get tired. It's starting to get hot and tired, so that's no good. So you're only going to do about 3. You can bump it up to about 10 retrieves, but it has to be under 50 degrees and no sun. Remember that the dog, it cools down by panting. So if the dog has an object in its mouth, you're going to make it miserable for the dog. So the only time that I'll do like 9, 10 retrieves, dummy launcher retrieves, is if it's under 50. 28 degrees is a great temperature for a dog. It is. You want to, exercise the dog, for some time. Make sure it's real cold. We start getting duds. Now, this is not a big deal. Take advantage of the duds and just keep doing it, and make sure that you keep training the dog. When you first start doing the dummy launcher, you'll get duds if the grass is wet and the dummy on the inside of the core gets wet. You'll get duds. And see, we're getting duds, but it doesn't matter because we take advantage of this, and there's nothing that you can do. Just take advantage of it. It just means that there's going to be less of a sound, but you're still going to get the snap from pulling the dummy launcher back, and you're also going to get the dummy leaving the dummy launcher itself. So just use it as a training exercise, and we're going to get a dud, and I know I'm going to get a dud, but see how Tracer took off? I'm stepping on the leash, so Tracer couldn't do anything. Now I'm going to walk out there. I'm going to grab the dummy in front of Tracer. This is denial. So we take advantage of this. This is really not a negative. You can turn it into a positive. So don't worry about it if you get dummies. Dummies can be a good thing. Now this is the second time we're going to do this, and I still have the leash on the dog. And, she started to pick it up at this point because you saw that she was doing pretty good. She wasn't like taking off. She only took off that one last time. She might do it again, but it's really not important because you have to go through this. You have to work with the dog, make sure that, see a little bit of movement, not much. I'm reaching down. I'm going to release. I release the dog. And remember, I'm being real careful when I'm taking the snap off. I'm not making a lot of sound or anything. I'm just, taking it off. I'm not waiting real long. I'm just waiting, a second, and then I'm releasing the dog. Now, notice how Tracer comes back to heel. I get the dummy. I'm going to put the leash back on the dog because we're definitely not ready to do it without the leash, but there will become a time very soon, especially in this video, that we are going to not use the leash. And she's functioning now great without the leash. See how she sort of took off? If I wouldn't have been stepping on the leash, we would have had a problem, definitely. So, see, she took off. Now, I'm pissed. She took off anyway. I'm going to walk out there. I'm bitching her out right now. I use the e-collar. There is an e-collar on her. I tell her to get back. It's bullshit. I make her sit. I don't let her get the retrieve. I let her know I'm pissed off, and I'm walking out there to get the dummy, and I'm doing this. It's denial. She can't have it. I make the dog watch me do this. I'm walking back. I have it in my hand, and that's how it has to be. If you're going to be lazy and you're going to let the dog bring it back, the dog's going to keep screwing up because remember, the retrieve is positive reinforcement. So we're gonna do it again. I'm stepping on the leash. I'm gonna make the dog do it right. I make her sit up, and then I'm gonna put her back in the down position. I step on the leash. I forgot to put a load in the dummy launcher, so I'm gonna load up the dummy launcher. Let's make the dog wait. It's really not important. Okay, so here we go. Let's see if we get movement out of her. No, we do not. See how stable she is? That's good. That's what we want to see. I'm taking the leash off. I'm being very sly about how I'm taking it off. She runs and gets it. Yesterday I was doing the dummy launcher with her. It was early in the morning. It was real cool, and she did about 9 retrieves. It was about 47 degrees. She did them all correct. She didn't take off after it. I didn't have to use a leash with her. But right now, see, I'm going to put the leash back on her. But I can tell that in just a short period, I'm going to give it a shot without the leash. Now I'm going to drop the leash, and I'm not going to step on it. See how I'm dropping it in front? I'm dropping it, but I don't think I'm stepping on it on this one. Just to see if she's going to... See, she's real stable. See how the dog isn't moving? She's not moving. I'm still being real slick about taking the leash off the dog. I'm not making any sound with the snap. And then, there becomes a time where I think that when I acted like I put the leash on her. That's part of the transition. Like I'm acting like the leash is on her, but I don't use the snap. And I think that was that one right there. So, and then I'm sort of throwing the leash in front of the dog. So, I'm doing it again. I'm acting like I'm putting it on the dog, but I did not. So she's not. Okay, so see, she's not leashed up. See? So now she is functioning. You have to sort of fool the dog. You fool the dog, make sure that the dog's doing it. Now, keep in mind that she does have an e-collar on her. If she would, screw up, I would use the e-collar. Like if she takes off after it, I'm going to make her drop it out there in the field. I'll go get it. She has to come back. I'll go get it. Same thing. I'm not really leashing her up. I'm just acting like it. I'll go get it, and then you know, you just have to be consistent. You can't let the dog get something for nothing.
Down.
Okay, sort of a dud, but it's okay.
Tracer.
See, she's not leashed up at this point. I have found that like getting the dog to do the down position, it's sort of easier to get the dog to do the dummy launcher. Oh, she dropped it. She has to pick it up. She has to bring it to heel. Don't ever pick up a retrieve. Never, ever pick up a retrieve that's dropped. Make the dog pick it up. Now we're getting at the end here. She's tired.
Down.
I don't know if we're quitting. Oh, we're going to do another one. Hang on. She's not leashed up. She might screw up on this one, or she might not, but she's... At this point, I can tell that the dog's got it, but I have to be consistent with this, and like the next few times I take her out, I'm watching her like a hog. I think she's done. Yeah, we are done. No, I'm circling back around. We're going to do another retrieve. So I'm getting her in position. I'm going to put her in the down position.
No.
I'm saying no, no, because I know she wants to take off. See how stable she is?
Tracer.
There she goes.
Good girl. Heel.
She's got to bring the dummy back. She's got to not drop it, and she's got to spin into heel. There you go. This is a dog that loves the dummy launcher.
Very good.
All dogs love the dummy launcher.
I can end it.
Very good job, Tracer.